Good morning, Halloweenies. It is the last day of Halloween week, and that's very sad, right? It is day 5. I've been here live every day at 10 a.m. with you guys. And so if you're on with me, come on in, give me a like, love, comment, let me know that you're here. I did share with you yesterday that this is a recording because I am away at a retreat this weekend. I had hoped that I could do it from there, but I heard that the internet and Wi-Fi was not the greatest, and so I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So I thought I'm going to record because I have some really cute treat boxes that I want to share with you guys. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed Halloween week and being here every single day. If you are catching the replay, hello and thanks so much for watching. Make sure you comment replay so that I can stop back and say hello to you. So we're going to do a little bit of fun with some trick or treats today. And so hopefully you guys will stick with me, even though I know it's a recording, but stay with me because I'm hoping I'm live. So Jody, if you're on the comments, hi girl, hope you're having a great time. So let's do a little switcheroo here. And just a couple quick reminders that I have mentioned. I do this again in November. So we will be live every single day, November 6th to the 10th. For Gratitude Week. This is like my Customer Appreciation Week. So I come live and I share all kinds of gratitude and fall cards with you guys. And I have some fun planned during November. So it is called the Gratitude Project. So I'm going to share that information with you. It's something that I'm doing in my life. I'm doing it in my business. And I'm encouraging my team to come along, and I'm going to ask you guys to come along too. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in October. But as we get into that season of thanks and that season of gratitude, I'm just going to share what it is that I'm doing to just really be mindful and think about how blessed I am and how lucky I am. Not only just in life in general, but in my business, because you guys are amazing. I have amazing customers. I work for an amazing company. And I have a wonderful, wonderful team. So sometimes we lose sight of that through the year. And so I'm going to be very mindful in November. And so I'll share kind of what I'm doing as we get closer to that season. Okay, so Gratitude Week, we will be back here every single day live, and that will be in November. So let's do a little switcheroo here and get started with some trick or treats. Okie doke. So thanks so much for sticking with me, you guys. Hopefully you've been having a blast doing that. Don't forget, I have a daily prize and I also have a grand prize. So the grand prize is going to be all of the projects I created this week. And these are the daily prizes so far. So prize number 1, prize number 2, prize number 3, prize number 4, and prize number 5 is the dots and spots dies. So this is a fun die that will create polka dots on whatever it is that you chose to run it through. So it is a bunch of polka dots. So if you're a polka dot lover, you're definitely going to like the dots and spots dies. Super easy to win this. All you need to do is leave a comment, and everybody's going to get entered into a drawing. And I will announce all the winners whenever I get back from my my trip. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're still working with Halloween, right? We're not sick of it yet, are we? We're working in the September to December mini catalog. We are going to work with the pick of the patch here today, which is on page 51. And we're also going to work with the Tricks and Treats bundle. So we've been doing some fun with that last week as well. So if you have missed any of Halloween week, you can go back and watch the replays. They are on my Facebook page. They're on my Facebook group. They've been emailed out to everyone who's on my mailing list, and they're also on YouTube. So no excuse, guys. No excuse to miss any of those cool videos. All right, so we're going to start off here with Frankie and Eddie Munster, and he is a cute stamp set for sure, but inside he also contains this piece right here. So this is actually a treat pouch. So if you cut out 2 of these, you are going to make yourself a super cute little box. It also has the Rick Rack die. So I've done this ahead of time. So once I cut them through, I ran the Rick Rack across the top. And then these 2 pieces here we shared the other day. These are to make when you run it through, you can put these on and that will poke holes in your gift box, gift bag, so that you could put a handle on should you choose. So it's got bigger holes and little holes depending on, what type of ribbon or whatever thread or whatever that you're using. we're also going to use these cool dies. These are a sleeper in that mini catalog. I feel like a lot of people are like, wow, I never even saw them. These are the deckled dies, the deckled circle dies, and there's a bunch of them. I forget how many we said, like maybe 13 of them, and they cut. Look how big, like the size of my hand. So these are great to make banners, scrapbook pages. You can cut them in half and put them on cards. So there's tons that you can do with those super cool decal circles. So here are our two pieces done by the magic of television. I always like to make my score lines nice and crisp. So it just helps to break down the fibers a little bit to start putting those together. Oh, I should show you what we're making. Here is the final project. So I did not go get anything to put in there, because you know what happens, it gets eaten. So pretend that you could fill that with all kinds of Halloweeny goodies. Now you could actually cut this out of designer series paper should you choose, but I went with straight up black, and then I added some of Them Bones DSP. So let's add those on. Oh, you got to wake up, adhesive. You're sleeping on the job. I chose not to do the sides. I'm going to leave them black, but you could add DSP to the sides should you choose. And this is a super easy box to put together. I was surprised how well it went together, and I chose tear and tape. That was my choice, because I think it works nice for 3D projects. All right, so let's go ahead and put one of these together. They line up very, very easily. Now, I am going to watch, because I am picky about which is my front and which is my back. So where these seams meet, I want that to be the back. So this will be the front of my box. And then I'm picky about which way it goes in because I want this to fold to the back. Okay, so I'm going to fold these two in. So I am actually going to put a little bit of tear and tape on those. I feel like it's easier to put it on while it's flat than when you already have it put together. Make sure they're good and stuck. So this is going to wrap around like this. These two guys are going to fold in here. This will stick to it, and then I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape right on the inside of this panel. So I'll be ready to go to get this little box put together. Okay, let's go for it. If you ever have trouble with your tear and tape, here comes a tip, everybody. Here comes a tip. If you have trouble, I use my fingernails, but if you have your picker tool, this end is nice and sharp, almost like a needle. Use that to just go underneath and help pick that off for you if you struggle or you don't have long nails. So all I'm going to do is lay this piece down and then bring this piece over top of it. That's how easy it is to put this box together. Like so. I might say that now that I'm having trouble because of these gloves. We'll use that picker tool just like I said. Okay, so these two panels are going to fold in, and then this panel will fold on top. I like to take my bone folder and go down in there, kind of push down in and make sure you have those tabs nice and sealed. And then this piece, almost got southern there for a minute. This piece right here again, smash it down in there, and there is your goodie box. That's how easy that is. So we're going to add our decal circle here. That'll be our focal point for Frankie to hang out on. I'm going to stamp him because I want to share, in case you missed us stamping him before, some of my little tips on that is I stamp his head first. Well, no, I stamp his hair first. How about that? That makes it visually easier for me to see. I'm not going to lie, you guys. It's not as much fun when you're not on here with me. Recordings are good because I'm able to do them and still be able to go do fun things. But man, it's not as much fun when I don't see all your comments and your support and you're cheering me on. The next thing we need is I need to grab a, let's see, parakeet party, I think we did. So stamp his head first, or stamp his hair first, and then I was able to come in and just line up his head. I'm able to see so much easier to line up when I can kind of visually see his hair first. So I always like to stamp my image, my dark images first. Now there is a die, so we will die cut him out. And here he is, already done by the magic of television. So let's put him on with some dimensionals. Oh, I have a sneeze coming. All right, there you go, Frank. You're going to hang out right there. And I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and stamp trick or treat. Now, some of you guys may like to do this and some of you guys may not, and it is okay. I'm going to cut it apart. Oh, I almost lost that block. It almost went flying. All right, so what I'm going to do is take my scissors and I'm just going to trim. Yes, with scissors. Yes, it's okay if it's crooked. If you want it to be perfectly, exactly straight, that is okay, and I totally get it. But sometimes it's all right to just be a little wonky. But you could take your trimmer and you could trim that sentiment apart. So if any of it seems bigger than it should be, just go ahead and trim it on down. And if you are not cutting in straight lines, give yourself a break. It is a-okay that this is not perfect. Right? Pop-Tarts on here. I'm going to trim the oar down just a little bit because otherwise it's going to stick off the block and we don't want that. I think I'm going to need some bitty dimensionals for that one. So let's put those on. Professional name is Mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So if you ever go look for things that I say, you may not find them in the catalog because they have real names. All right, here we are. Treat. Isn't that cute? So cute. So that is a super quick and easy, fun little treat box using the Tricks and Treats bundle. Now, the next one I'm going to show you requires some work. So we are going to have to do a little bit of work here. So let me get rid of some things on my table because I need some space, y'all. All right, we're going to use the scoreboard here. I've got pieces and parts ready. And so what I like to do is when I first start off and I'm creating a box or something along those lines, I will use some junky old cardstock. This is generic white crap cardstock from the Walmart. And I create myself some templates and I'll write myself some notes on there so that I can kind of make the mess ups without using my good stuff. Plus the fact that this is going to be a black box, it gets a little trickier because you can't see the lines as well. So that is always why I do that with the crap cardstock. Here's what we're going to make. This super cute little treat box. I don't even know who I cased this from, but what an adorable idea. And you could put whatever in there. What she said fit in there that she designed it around was the little Debbie pumpkins that come out around Halloween and in the fall. They're like a cake. Then they have some sort of pumpkin filling in it. And she said they fit in there perfectly. But this would hold a little bit more treats. gift card maybe would fit in there. The Frankie box will hold a good bit of treats as well. The Tombstone box that we did earlier holds like a single serving. So this would be one that could hold a little bit more. So let's go ahead and take our black cardstock. It is 5 by 10. Let's make sure before I lie. 5 by 10. And we've got the long side here at the top. So we are going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 5 1/4, and 6. Then we're going to turn so that we've got the short side, the 5-inch side at the top, and score at 1/2, 1 1/4, and 4 1/4. So I will be sure when you look in the description of the video, you guys will be able to see these dimensions. Okay, so if in case I know I went over them quickly. So there's a piece of glue right there. So we're going to take our bone folder now and we're going to burnish all these folds. Some we're going to cut off, and that's okay. But by doing that, it just helps us break the fibers down and makes the box go together a little bit easier. Also makes it easier for me to see the folds. So do all of those. All right, so now you'll start to see how it comes together. You can see that this is going to be the top that has that little edge to it, the little flap. Okay, so this side does not. This one has a little flap. So now we need to do some cutting, and we need to cut it so that it looks like that. So I have got, here we are. Let's see. No, let's go. Yes, this way. Okay, because there's that flap. Sorry, these are, let's get it this way. This will make so much more sense to you guys. All right. Sorry, you got to follow along as my brain thinks about different things to do. All right. So this is going to be the top flap that closes the box. This right here is the side flap that's going to close it on the side, obviously. All right. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Okay. I will definitely help answer your questions. But what we need to do right now is get rid of some of these pieces that we do not need. So we're going to cut this bottom flap off right here. And this top, this little tiny skinny pieces right there. Okay, so we're getting rid of those. So see, that's our flap. That's going to keep it to our side flap that'll put the box together. I'm going to angle those a little tiny bit. Now we need a flap here and a flap here. So I can get rid of this one. And now we have these two flaps that are free. Now what I like to do is bevel them a little bit. It does not matter. Don't get involved about making it straight or making them look exactly right, because you will not see these. It just keeps them from maybe kind of hanging out over the edge. Now we need to get rid of these two boxes right here, but we need to keep this flap and we need to keep that flap. So I'm going to cut this, and do the exact same thing. Just bevel it a tiny little bit. And now you could use a paper trimmer if you wish. I go by hand. I don't worry too much about it. It's handmade by me. So if it ain't straight, so what? This one's going to come off. This one needs to be a flap, so I'm cutting all the way down. And then this one and this one get angled. Okay, so that's the top flap right there. Okay, we did it. We have a box now. Super fun, right? It wasn't too terrible. Now we just need to do some put together. So I'm going to grab that tear and tape again and use that for my side. So a little tear and tape right there. If I fold this piece in like that, I can bring this panel over and just line it up exactly. So I'm trying to make sure that my score lines do match up. So there we are. Okay, so there's our box. Okay, now keep in mind, this box is going to be given away to the winner. So I may not fully decorate it, but that is the gist of how your box is going to go together. Now we're going to actually fold the bottom in. So depending on where you want your front. So I felt like if it's a box that closes like this should be the front of my box. But some of you might like a cleaner look that this would be the front. It does not matter. Either way is just fine. I may have to do a little trim here because it feels like one edge is just, this one's a tiny bit too long. So I'm just going to trim it down a smidge. Okay, so there's how your box will close. Just this one needs trim too. And so that's something that's easy to do. You know, just give it a little tiny trim there. Just a little haircut to make sure it fits. Okay, perfect little box. So now we just need to glue those together. But like I said, because I'm giving this away, I am not going to put the whole thing together. But that's the gist of our box. So the next thing that we're going to do is take a piece of designer series paper that is 2 by 11, and you're going to wrap this. This is a belly band that's going to go around your project. So I'm going to have it meet in the front because it's going to get covered up by all of that stuff. If I meet in the back, you'll see it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and have it be in the front. So I'm just going to carefully do a little bit of wrap on this side, kind of crease it there. And then what I like to do, so I don't have to do measuring, is just bring it together and crease that fold. You'll have another one right there. Bring that together and crease that fold. Then I can go back to the box and do that the same on the other side. Just fold it around. It is, I will tell you, it is a little bit easier to do that when your item is inside your box because it kind of gives it a little bit more stability. But I do like to make those creases, make them nice and crisp. Okay, so this is how our box should go together. And you'll attach that right there in the middle. Okay, everybody following me so far? All right, so next up is the decoration. So I took a piece of pumpkin pie and I cut that out with the decal circles, and then I embossed it with this, the splatter embossing folder. If you had the bundle that's like the space one, I think this either has dies that go with it that would make it kind of look like a moon a little bit. So we'll add that. Then ahead of time, I took a 1-inch Daffodil Delight. So that's our little moon right there. And the next thing we need to do, yes, I am going to show you some of the glow-in-the-dark paper. So this is a piece, you'll notice that the glow-in-the-dark, you'll know for sure which side glows because it almost has like a little bit of a greenish tint. It's got some texture. This side is more matte and very smooth. So you'll know which side you're going to work with. So if you are stamping, we are going to make our pumpkins. So let's find what happened to his face. Alrighty, let's clean this off because I used Memento, and you cannot use Memento when you're working with the glow-in-the-dark paper. Trust me, you will not get a very good image. So we're going to go ahead and punch out one of a big pumpkin here. So there's a big one, and then we'll do the small one. I have been Grinchy with this because you can't get it, and I love it, and it is so fun. So we're going to do those two. So let's use our StazOn. I am going to refresh it a little bit with some re-inker, rejuice it, because mine hasn't been used or it hasn't been loved for quite some time. So let's get a little juice in there. You can use the StazOn with your photopolymer, but my suggestion is you clean it very quickly right after, okay? Because you don't want the StazOn to damage the photopolymer. So we're going to put our little pumpkin face on this guy and a little pumpkin face on that guy, and then I'm going to do a quick clean. It will definitely stain, but you know, that's kind of the name of the game. Now, just for, you know what they say, shits and giggles, let's, oh, I need some more. This is a good question. What would I have done with the leftover, my whole piece? Because this one's going to be too small. This is a good question. I don't know what I did with the rest of my StazOn, or my glow in the dark paper. I thought I put it back, but I didn't. And I have, all right, let me see if it's on my calendar, on my counter. Hold, please. Okay, it is not. I am not sure exactly where it is because I have almost hidden it from myself. So I do need to stamp a Happy Halloween, which I will find it. I can stamp it, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Well, let's try it and see what happens. I don't know that that's enough to do a pumpkin there, but you never know. So need a little bit more. Oh, how good am I? I may have just totally screwed this up. Yeah, that means it's time to give up, Jode. Time to give up. I will find it, but you guys get the gist of it. I just stamped a Happy Halloween and obviously did another pumpkin. So I'm going to take the punch and we're going to make them some little toppers. Little pumpkin handles there. And we'll put them on with a glue dot. The StazOn should dry pretty quickly, so no need to worry about that. I wish I could show you, like I wish it was darker in here to show you how cute these are with the glow in the dark paper, because it really glows way more than I thought it would. So that's very fun. All right, so there's our two. The final step is we would take a little bit of ribbon, tie ourselves a bow, and I added some glow in the dark bats. So maybe I'll take a photo of this and see if it'll show how cool it is. So that's the gist of your box. Hopefully you guys can deal with the fact that I don't have a third pumpkin on there. So let's see what we made today. We did our little treat box. So we've got this one that's a little bit more time consuming that you can make your own, or die cut one out and have some nice little treats there. Now, don't forget, I'm giving away all the projects to a lucky winner. So all you need to do is make sure that you comment, and I will get prizes out the beginning of the week. And also, since it's our last day, just yet another quick reminder about my special class offer that I have. So you'll get 2 of everything. You're going to get half a pack of Them Bones designer paper. You're going to get everything you may need to make 2 of each of these projects. You will be using the Pick a Patch. Okay, so you will need to do your stamping or use maybe a fall harvest pumpkin set that you have at home. And then we have this as our add-on, the 9x9 framed art sampler. So for this in particular one, in case you're new and you haven't seen it yet, I also, guys, I'm doing an in-person session. So if you're close by me, I will be holding an in-person session September 28th at 6 p.m. So everything will come for your class and we'll just stamp here together. So you'll be able to use my stamp and everything. So I will have the cardstock cut for you. I will have die pieces done for you. I will not be able to do any stamping. Okay, so you'll have to do your own stamping. You're going to use your own paper because you're going to get the paper and the ribbon. So all the little skeletons come out of the paper. The little tombstones are out of the paper. you would add your own gems, okay? Because I use the glow in the dark, and obviously we can't get those. So you can also do a PDF tutorial. So if you guys have all the things, you just want the tutorial, you can get that as well. So all you need to do is check out the description, check in the description of the video, and I will have the link for that, and I will also have the dimensions for the projects that I made here today. Now, one more thing I do want to share is we've talked about Halloween all week long. We talked about the 12 weeks of Christmas, but I want to share that my Christmas Stamp-A-Stacks are coming. So I start them in August. We meet in person every single month, and I do it virtually the next day. So this registration is open now. It's going to close very, very soon, but we take one particular set, suite, or bundle, and we do 5 cards, 2 of each card. Okay, so if you want to sign up for that, that link is also, you can get the details and check that out as well. I will say that my Monday morning in-person session is full. So I have Monday evening, September 25th, and then we will meet. So that's a Monday. Yeah, we'll meet Wednesday. So is that 25th, 26th, 27th? We will do it virtually together. Okay, so I will be ordering supplies to make those. So it is a 10-card Stamp-A-Stack class, including envelopes and a tutorial as well. All right, any questions about that? If you're interested in that, just comment Stamp-A-Stack, and I will get you some of that information. So my friends, thank you guys so much for joining me every day this week. It has been a complete blast hanging out with you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Don't forget, you can join me on YouTube Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern, and Wednesdays I am on YouTube and Facebook at 10 a.m. Eastern. So we'll be back on our regularly scheduled programming next week. You guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you back here for Movie Monday.